Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you everyone for being here and those watching on TV. Our first order of business is public hearing. Our attorney is out sick, so we're having a video transcript still taken. So we will let the public administrator do this.
Well, this will be a little less formal than it would be if our city attorney were here. He normally has a script to read, which I do not have. But we're holding a public hearing. There's a request from Brad Huxell for a conditional use permit for an owner unoccupied guest house at 524 West 8th Street, operating in the R2 two-family residential zone. I think Dave usually goes on to explain that this is a public hearing, that there is a formal record being taken. The court reporter is actually watching live on YouTube at the moment. And the applicants have an opportunity to speak, and you have an opportunity to have an attorney speak for you if you so wish. And so I think we want to go ahead and read the exhibits into the record. Corey, if you would do that.
First item we have is the conditional use permit application from Brad Huxell. As mentioned, for the house at 524 West 8th Street in the R2 two-family residential zone to operate as an owner unoccupied guest house. The next exhibit we have is the planning and zoning checklist for conditional uses. The next exhibit we have, exhibit number 3, would be the list of recipients of letters of property owners within 185 feet of 524 West 8th Street. Exhibit 4, we have an aerial photo from the county assessor's site showing the property in its immediate neighborhood. Exhibit 5 is a section of the City of Hermann zoning map showing the property in its neighborhood. Exhibit 6, we have the City of Hermann Planning and Zoning Commission meeting minutes from February 29th, where they voted to recommend approving this conditional use permit. Exhibit 7, we have the affidavit of publication, where this public hearing was published in the Advertiser Courier newspaper for at least 15 days prior to the hearing. And then Exhibit 8, we have the actual notice of the public hearing. And Exhibit 9 is the City of Hermann Municipal Code. Mr. Mayor, do you agree to enter these into the record?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So with that, if the applicants would like to come forward and explain what you're asking for.
I mean, I don't have anything specific to say or anything, but yeah, we're just, grandparents have passed away, trying to keep the family in the house, using this as a B&B to cover expenses, to keep the family in the home, or keep the home in the family. But yeah, I didn't have anything specific to say. I can definitely answer questions if you have any.
Did you get a sign manager contract?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good.
Who's your manager?
Ruth Baumstark.
You good? Good. Any other questions? Oh, thank you. Short and sweet.
Thank you. Do you want to call for public comments?
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak, have a comment? If not, you're done. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Also for public, this is this was applied for before the moratorium went in, so everybody understands that.
This is the last one.
Huh?
This is the last
This is the
one.
last one
Yeah.
that will be approved because of the moratorium. I just want everybody to understand why we are approving this, but that's why. Okay?
And then that would, are we done?
I'm done
Okay,
with my part. You
then
done with your part?
I'm done. So that concludes the public record for the public hearing.
We thank you. All right, we'll move on to the
Here, thank you.
rest of the agenda. Mayor's report, short and sweet as usual. As everybody knows, MoDOT is doing the ADA through town with all the construction, still be aware of that. You will see a new sign that has been put up that says construction will start April 1st when you're heading north on 19. And what that's about is they're going to start, maybe not April 1st, but they're going to seal the decking of the bridge over the Missouri River and the Luder River. And also, it's taken this couple years to get her done, but they're finally they have let a contract to paint the railings on the bridge. I actually noticed somebody doing maybe a test paint. I don't know what he was doing, but they were painting a little bit. So there will be some lane closures when that takes place. So just be aware. I don't know how long that's going to take them, but we're finally getting the rails painted on the bridge. Right, we've been working on that for 3 years, I think, to try and get that done. Anyway, one more thing being accomplished. The other thing that's probably most important, April 2nd is election. We have for the city, the alderman position, and then for the school with their bond issue. Please get out and vote. Your vote is important. And that's all I really have. City Administrator.
Last time I believe I spoke to you about, and Jim and I have been discussing this too, about there are some bills at the state level in the Senate that are possibly, if passed, they would reduce municipal sales tax revenues. And MML, of course, we are a member of the Missouri Municipal League, and they advocate for us at the state level and keep us abreast of current issues that affect municipalities specifically. And they put out an alert last week for cities to send letters to our representatives and the people on the committee opposing that, because again, our calculation was that we would lose 14.7% of our sales tax revenue, but the average for all the cities in the state is 25%. And so that's a really big hit. And so I did send a letter on behalf of the city at MML's prompting to oppose that reduction in sales tax. Did I say that it's for food sales? This one is specifically for food sales. And so the little bit that it might help somebody on their grocery bill really doesn't outweigh the damage that it would do cumulatively to the cities. You know, to each individual it'd be a little bit, but to a city, cumulatively it's a big hit. So MML is recommending opposition of that. I want to talk about, use my time tonight to talk about some good things. Last meeting I also told you that MRPC had on their agenda to discuss the housing issues in our region. And so, to nobody's surprise, all the cities represented at that meeting, at the MRPC meeting, it was like ditto. They were all saying the exact same things about the housing issues, the crisis, the shortage. There were only 2 cities at that meeting that had any projects moving at all, and that was Cuba and Waynesville. And us. I was able to report on our projects that are moving. So we've kind of been talking in-house, over the past couple months about potential things that are going on, but now that applications have actually been filed and things, we can start talking about them more publicly. So Corey had an ad in the paper last week for the P&Z hearings that'll be upcoming at their April 11th meeting. And one of the things, this one doesn't actually require a public hearing, but so we know Crown Suites in Bavarian Hills is working on a project. The name of that business is actually Thusnelda Holdings. And they're starting with that 10-unit apartment, and what we're working on with them, and that needs to come to P&Z, is they're asking for a lot subdivision and having an easement issue that we need to work out. But we'll get those things tweaked and get that moving along, so that's exciting. A smaller project is Thomas Fisher at 600 Washington Street, which you all know is the old West End Tavern. He is asked to rezone that from R2 to R3 so that he can add a third apartment there. And that will be on the upcoming P&Z meeting. And then another relatively new thing is 910 Jefferson Street, the yellow brick industrial building, currently still under the ownership of VHS, but they have a contract with Huntline Homes contingent upon rezoning to Huntline Homes wants to turn that into apartments. It needs to be rezoned from R1 to R3, so that when that was a factory, what was there, it predated zoning. So the area got zoned R1, and then when it went out of business, you know, they have 6 months, if the use is not continued, then they lose that use. So obviously it hasn't been a factory for years, so it reverted back to R1. So it now needs to be, in order to be apartments, it needs to be rezoned to R3. So we actually, very exciting, just today, he sent us a preliminary site layout. And it has potentially 44 units, 5 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 5 2-bedroom, 2-bath, the majority of them 2-bedroom, 1-bath. So very exciting. And so obviously, again, that's preliminary. He's getting, Corey mentioned it at the last P&Z meeting, based on their initial response, it doesn't seem like anybody is too opposed to that. It's very exciting potential there. So those things are making their way through planning and zoning on April 11th and will come to the Board of Aldermen on April 22nd. So that is very exciting news for our community. Since we have other reports tonight, I think I'm just going to leave it there.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Move on to Public Works.
The electric department has been wrapping up work on the 200 block of East 12th, doing some reconfiguration of the lines up there and kind of reducing some circuitry that we had. We got one more pole to transfer and that project will be wrapped up. We installed a new dip pole at 10th and Stonehill Highway. That'll be part of the Stonehill Highway, or the Sand Plant Road build out eventually. And then Calabite's fiber will also terminate there. The gas department, they've been doing meter maintenance around town and installed a new cellular meter station at New Florence. We have a meeting on Wednesday with some engineers regarding the Luder Island Cemetery to try to get that project spec'd and bid for that bore. The sewer department set the final manhole and pipe for the Sand Plant Road sewer extension. Last week it went live, and basically the last of that project will be, hopefully this week, weather permitting, we'll get the gas line from 10th Street up to the top of the hill, and that we've got a temporary tap now. We'll be making a permanent tap up there and making that finished at the gas side. The electric department, we have to get 3 conduits, and again, hopefully this week, weather depending, get 3 conduits to that new pole, bring the fiber over, and that'll be complete, and we should be able to bill Calabite for the fiber portion of the project. That should end up, we have to measure the distances on the pipes, but it should end up around $25,000 of revenue from Calabite on that. The street department has been, I also wanted to say on the sewer, the lining project starts this week. So if anybody sees big trucks down around the park or on 9th Street or whatever, if you can avoid those areas and help those guys out while they're doing their lining, they would sure appreciate it. The street department's been installing stormwater infrastructure on Whitman Road. readying it for paving, and then filling potholes around town. I believe they've been doing some tree trimming and getting things ready for grass season as well. Parks has been redoing some stuff at the pool and getting the campgrounds in shape for the weekend that we just had and ongoing. And it looks like they've been mowing some grass already as well, early spring. So
Anybody have any questions?
When will they start finishing the street there on Sandplant Road?
as far as the paving, that's the first street that they're gonna do when they get to town. We should know more about the date of starting. Is that Wednesday? Pre-con? I think it's Wednesday. I have to check my calendar to be sure, but we have a pre-con, and they've made it pretty clear that they're gonna have no problem having everything done by the end of the fiscal year. So if they're gonna start on that project first, I would expect it to be mid to late spring, mid-spring hopefully when they start. So.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on. Oh, no, we forgot her. No. Tourism Director.
Good evening. Jennifer Davis, Rob Haskins, and I completed the 2024 visitor guides. The visitor guides are housed at the River Bluff Industries, who delivers them to us at the Visitor Information Center as we need them. The online version is updated on visitherman.com, and last year we had over 90,000 views of our visitor guide online, so it's really important that we have that visitor guide online. Jennifer turned in our marketing reports to the Missouri Division of Tourism for FY24 Q2, and we'll be working on Q3, and she's launched our spring print and digital ads. Some of the ads promote the RV park, since we now have online reservations 7 days a week. We have also partnered with the Missouri Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds to distribute our visitor guides and RV camping information at RV shows that they attend. Rob, Jennifer, and I have monthly Zoom meetings with Madden Media, but this week we will have an in-person meeting with them to work on strategies for FY25 and beyond. Rob and I continue to send out the monthly e-newsletter with the help of our writing contractor. The March newsletter had the best analytics of any newsletter we have sent out since 2019. So Rob is really excited about that, as I am as well. We have been working with Matt Wilson of Wilson Video Productions to do a series of videos called Minute with a Maker. So far we have highlighted 4 local makers, and the 5th one is in production. It's almost done. These are getting marketed through our grant with the Missouri Division of Tourism, and if you'd like to view them, go to visitherman.com, click on Get Inspired, and then scroll down to Minute with a Maker. They're great videos about some people locally that are doing some great things. I've been participating in the Merrimack Regional Planning Commission board meetings, the HRED meetings, and the Strategic Planning Regional meeting that was organized by the Chamber. I've been training 2 new employees at the Visitor Information Center at Amtrak, and 1 more employee will start in April. The Amtrak Missouri River Runner ridership is up year over year, and on-time performance is up as well. So exciting about that. Tomorrow I will be representing the Missouri Rail Partners Advisory Committee, also known as MORPAC, at a Women in Rail conference in Kansas City. Marcy Barnhart, who is the tourism director in Warrensburg, will also be attending with me. We were a part of another symposium about the shared history of Germans and African Americans. This symposium was held at Lincoln University in Jefferson City and was co-sponsored by the Deutsche Verein. It was a great turnout, and we had a great message that day at that symposium. We have several group tours and meetings that we have been organizing itineraries and meals for, and those are going through the Christmas holiday. We're very excited to get those numbers back up. Representative Bruce Sassman asked me to testify at a House of Representatives committee hearing at the Missouri State Capitol. I talked about the impact of the Katy Trail that the Katy Trail has made on Hermann, and the potential that the Rock Island Trail has for Hermann, Gasconade County, and the state of Missouri. Since my last report to you, back in December, we lost 1 retail business in the downtown, 1 moved, and we have at least 3 opening, so that's very exciting. And we saw Village Market change hands. I want to congratulate the Hermann Area Chamber of Commerce for another great Wurst Fest. It took many, many volunteers to pull off that 44th annual event. We had 50 wiener dogs this year, which was up 12 from last year, and there were also 14 entries in the Braunschweiger Ball, which was the best turnout I think we've ever had for that. So very exciting event, and town was very, very busy. I'm very, very excited for 2024. The MyFest committee has been working hard to continue that great festival, and businesses and not-for-profits are working on events for the rest of the year. Lots of good things happening in 2024. So thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, I'll entertain those.
Any questions?
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you what you all do. We appreciate you. Okay, we have no public comments, correct? Old business. Large trash pickup day. We've been talking about this. It's just around the corner. Y'all been thinking about it? Come up with any, what you would like to see happen?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe if we move forward with the spring pickup being as usual and then the fall pickup being at the recycling center, would be my bet.
I'd like to try it and see how it works doing it that way.
I think that might be the best solution.
Well, no matter which way we go, it's gonna be a trial.
Yeah.
You know, and no matter which way we go, we're not gonna make everybody happy. We know that. The only, it just upsets me that so many people misuse this. You know, they have family that lives out in Gasconade or wherever, and they bring their crap in and dump it on Aunt Susie's front yard, and then we have to pay to haul that off. That ain't right. I think one alternative is we make it, you know, if policing it is the biggest problem, but if you get caught doing that, you get fined $500. I mean, make it something that's not just a slap on the wrist. Make it something that if you do it and you get caught, you get fined. The resident gets fined $500 because they're in the city limits. That's just how I feel. I don't have nothing wrong with the idea of what we're talking doing. I think trial and error is what we're going to have to do, but continue on with the spring pickup like we've done in the past, and then fall we'll have to make an announcement. The only thing that bothers me about that is elderly people or people that doesn't have a means to get the old couch to the place is the problem. So do we have to consider that and maybe have our employees one day have a
Well, I think that's why if we do it every year the same way, we have one curbside pickup and one drop-off pickup, I think that kind of addresses that issue.
Does it? Okay. So anyway,
One thing with that, I think what you're gonna see is to avoid the drop-off, everybody's gonna overload the spring. It's, well, we ain't gonna take it out there come October, so let's bring everything in May.
yeah, well, that's why I say it's gonna be trial and error no matter what we do.
I hate to have to do something, but it's gotten out of hand, and it's a few that spoiled
Right.
the pod, and I know Dennis had talked to me and Mark had talked with Tricia there, and they kind of have to follow that too, because their hearts are big. If they see it, they pick it up. I know one of their comments was, how long is it going to sit at the curb? Well, if they don't pick it up, we have ordinances saying that they can't put their trash out 12 hours before the pickup. So then we can enforce it from that direction, need to. And Tricia and I looked at what's listed on there. It's pretty good. We'll have that posted prior to the big trash day to redefine, to make sure everything's dotted. Construction, sinks, lavatories, toilets, pianos, because I know Dennis said one year they had a big piano, they had to hook onto it and drag it all the way out there. The fall last year was really low. There wasn't a whole lot out there. So if we go to compare them, we might be comparing an apple to an orange. So, yeah, I concur with Derek, is move
Okay.
forward in May, and now we got time to tweak We're gonna do it in October.
We can advertise it now that that's the way it's gonna be and give people.
Yeah, I think we need to get the word out ahead of time.
Can
So,
we put it like on the city side and then maybe the newspapers?
okay, so we do that in a motion. So we've got it on the record that the spring pickup day will go on as always. The fall will be drop off at the recycle center, correct?
Or potentially,
We kind of talked about that in-house amongst the employees. I really don't think the recycle center is the place to do that.
Okay,
We kind of discussed maybe that commuter lot right there across from the amphitheater, where we can have them pull in, like say down by the old Real House.
Right.
They can pull in there and pull out down by Fifth Street and just kind of have a big.
yeah, that makes sense.
Because otherwise, I think we're gonna have a traffic nightmare coming in and out of that. And there's not a lot of turnaround space. If people do bring a trailer with a couch or something, we might avoid some problems with traffic.
Good point.
Good thought.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that the spring pickup continues as usual and the fall pickup will be at the commuter lot in Gutenberg.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. All right. Any other old business? Any new business? We'll move on to ordinances. Are you going to, do I read them? You want me to
you
read?
pick. You
Huh?
can read, you pick.
Well,
If you don't want to read them, I will read them.
it makes no difference. Okay. Bill number 2024-19, an ordinance to authorize a zoning reclassification for property at 111 Franklin Street, Hermann, Missouri, from R1 Single Family Residential to C1 General Commercial. We will have to table this one again since Ash isn't here because of the voting. So this will be tabled into the next meeting, correct?
You could do it that way. Yep.
I mean, we can't vote on it because he's going to sustain.
I'll abstain.
So we have to wait till we have a full house.
You could, I think that's fine.
Do we need to vote on it that way, or does it just carries?
I think we're good.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm on top of this. All right, moving forward. Bill number 2024-21, an ordinance to authorize the execution of a contract to develop a comprehensive zoning plan by and between the Merrimack Regional Planning Commission and the city of Hermann, Missouri.
Yes, so this is the contract for the comprehensive plan, and they wanted me to kind of plug in a date, so April 15th is the technical start date for MRPC. They said we won't hear from them for a couple of weeks. That just authorizes them to start doing some of their research and everything. So they will get moving on that. And then they will be contacting the city for, several weeks into this, they'll be contacting the city for a meeting and some information for their research.
Very good. Any other questions on what that's about? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve Bill 2024-21 first read.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Bill 2024-22, an ordinance to approve an agreement between the city of Hermann, Missouri and Moseel LLC for street improvements.
Okay, so those are our budgeted street improvement projects for the 23-24 year. And by way of reminder, those are Schieffer's Branch, Gathie, and Sandplant Road, as Jesse had mentioned, that portion of Sandplant Road, and some of Whitman Road.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve 2024-22 first read.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Does that have to do second time? Thought you'd do that tonight. Okay. Second reading for Bill 2024-22, An ordinance to approve an agreement between the city of Hermann, Missouri and Moseal LLC for the street improvements. Do I have a motion to approve second reading?
I'll make the motion, Bill 2024-22, second read.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Bill number 2024-23, an ordinance to approve a dispatch service extension agreement between the city of Hermann, Missouri and the Gasconade County E911 Board.
So this is just to extend our current contract, the way it is, to 2 more months to coincide with our fiscal year. So this will take us through June 30th. Again, continuing on as is, the 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve Bill 2024-23, first read.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Second reading for bill number 2024-23, an ordinance to approve a dispatch service extension agreement between the city of Hermann, Missouri and the Gasconade County E911 Board. Do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Move 2024-23, second read.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. 2024-24, an ordinance to increase the weekly fee for electrical, water, and sewer hookups in Hermann City Park. Any questions?
So you see the little memo here from the ladies in the front office. Our new software, which is working out really well, but like anything, you realize there's some little tweaking here and there that needs to be made. There's something with the program that is causing a mix-up with the money when somebody wants to rent for the whole 7 nights. Now, that doesn't happen very often, but the software couldn't handle it quite accurately because we're giving a discount for that 7th night. And so they're just asking if we can go from the $240 for 7 nights to $280, which basically takes away the free night.
Okay. Anything else? If not, do I have a motion?
Move 2024-24, first read.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Alan, can wait.
That one can wait. Very good. All right. Look at that. We got through that. Okay, we'll move on to motions. We have a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
I move to approve the March 11, 2024 meeting minutes.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Well, Ash isn't here, so we'll skip the bill. B, invoices for payment. A motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approve the bid from Arkansas Electric Cooperatives for $23,564 for the utility poles.
So Jessica, I know you've got your memo in here, but do you want to explain that
Yeah.
here?
So they're not the low bid. What has basically happened is I believe it's the EPA, has banned Penta, which is the treatment that has been used for the last 30 years anyway, probably longer than that, going back to the 70s. It's kind of a known quantity. We know what it's going to do. We know it lasts. It's a good treatment. The treatment that they've come out to replace it, DCOI, they say it's going to last 50 years, 40 years, kind of similar to what Penta does, but I don't know how you
They haven't
say
had it
that
long
until
enough to
you
know
do
that.
it. Right. So these poles are about 6% more each than the DCOI poles. This is the last place that has Penta. They went out and bought train cars and train cars and train cars full of Penta. Whenever the EPA let this ruling down, and when they're out, and that's the end of it in the nation. So they're putting a premium on it. I understand it. And personally, I think it's worthwhile to have that kind of insurance policy in your pocket, knowing that this is a known chemical, we know how it's going to act. But I wanted to, let you guys know this is not the low bid.
Right.
It's about 6% higher than the rest. And the bid looks substantially higher than the DCOI bid. That is because of the number of poles, not the cost per pole. So just so there's no confusion there.
Any other questions?
How long will that last you?
Well, I mean, that kind of depends on what we do. If I have my way, not real long, maybe a year and a half. We've been kind of sitting on what we've got. I think my last order was 2019, but polls got crazy. Like this same order last year probably would have been double, and it would have taken somewhere around 24 weeks to get. So I'm gonna burn up the remaining poles that I have on 8th Street Alley or 7th Street Alley later this year, and we'll put these into stock and get a new rotation of poles. So
Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay, approve the low bid from Hood and Associates CPAS for $113,300 for auditing services.
Yes, so you've heard me talking about this in recent weeks, about how our previous auditing firm dropped us 1 year into a 3-year contract. They are dropping a lot of their small clients. So we went out for bids again. I sent out 17 or 18 proposals and got 2 back. These 2. One of them is one that our former auditor had recommended, and they did reply. That's the Bob Steel & Company. Their bid was $171. Hood and Associates is the $113,300. Now, these bids are for the 3 years. That's a total amount for the 3 years. And so the finance clerk, Tammy Ellis, and I, we reviewed them very closely, and we both felt really comfortable going with the low bid of, for Hood and Associates, it's $113,300.
So if you had the 2-year extension, it'll be at that same rate?
That's not guaranteed, no. Well, when that comes, when the 2 years come, we can decide whether or not we want to take those additional years or not.
Okay.
I don't remember where they out of.
They are out of Kansas City. Now, the way all the auditing firms do it now is kind of, they actually gave us a choice. But the way we've been doing it is kind of a hybrid, and that's what we would choose again. So there's so much you can do. They create these online portals where we can upload. The vast majority of our information gets uploaded in the system. So it limits their field work. So when they come out here in person, they can just hit some of our processes that they need to be here specifically to talk to management about and to do some testing and things. But as far as all of our reports and things, we can do a lot of that online.
And how much has this increased over?
This is $20,000 more than last year, and last year was $20,000 more than the previous year.
Per year?
Yes. Yes.
And
Like
they
everything else.
And they included a portal where we add all the stuff. For them to look at.
Where we do the work for
It's
that?
outrageous.
No, it's everything. Okay, can we have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
A second.
Motion's made, second all.
Crunching the thing. Oh, thank you,
A
dear.
reluctant second, but we've got it.
Not that I love
All in
auditors,
favor?
but
Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Okay. Well, if you didn't like that one, you're not gonna like the
Yeah.
next one.
no, you are gonna like the next one.
Approve the employee health insurance renewal from Schroffer Bauer Insurance.
Yes, so last year, our increase was 11% over the previous year, and this year it's only 7%. So this is the chamber plan that we've been a part of, and it has been treating us really well. It's a chamber, a pool that you can be a part of if you are a chamber member. And so it has done really well by us. So anything under 10% is good.
Very good. Have a motion to approve?
I'll make motion to approve the employee health insurance.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay, we'll just move right along here. The caterers permit Old Vine Kitchen Emporium My Fest on Schiller Street, Saturday, May 18th, 2024. A motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second?
Motion's made. Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Additional use permit renewals for owner unoccupied guest houses at the following properties: Timothy Cahill, French Hill at 501 East 2nd, Jim Holland, Munwiller Inn at 409 Washington Street. Motion to approve those.
Move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Special event application for the Big Bam LLC, Big Bam on Katy with camping and vendors, Riverfront Park, June 6th and 7th, 2024.
I do have one thing to add here. I think their plan may have changed where they won't have the vendors and such on the riverfront, and they're going to encourage people to use businesses in town and eat, including something at Crown Suites. I found that out today, so I don't think the vendors on the riverfront will be a thing.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? If not, do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Special event application for Big Bam LLC, Big Bam on Katy with the same thing, camping and vendors on the Riverfront Park, October 10th and 11th. Have a motion to approve that one.
Same statement applies there as I understand.
With the vendors.
I'll
Yeah,
make
this way it's approved in case they do decide.
Motion to approve.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second?
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application for the Hermann Masonic Temple Association, food sales at the Caboose area. October 5, 6, 12, 13, 19, 20, 26, and 27, 2024. We have a motion to approve that.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
Second?
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Festival event application for Homestyle Eats LLC Food Truck Hermann VFW Pavilion, October 12, 13, 19, 20, 26, and 27, 2024. We have a motion to approve that one.
Move to approve.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application for the Historic Hermann Museum, the Authentic Tin Type Photography, 312 Schiller Street, May 18th and 19th.
Motion to approve.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We have no reports. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you folks for coming, and thanks for watching on TV. Don't forget to vote.
Was that 2 weeks?
Yeah, April 2nd. Yeah, April 2nd.